Hey Froggy friends, Kirostyle here, welcome back to BlazBlue Continuum Shift Extend. Thank you so much for joining me here on stream. Hey everyone, good to see you. Hey CB, Hadrian, Key, Sai, Kieran, thank you so much for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a great day. So we are continuing in our playthrough of the story mode of BlazBlue Continuum Shift, which is the second game in the series. Last time we did Lambda's story, which is although she's technically a new character, she's not a new character because she replaces New 13, but today we're going to do Tsubaki's story, and Tsubaki is a new character for this game, so we're going to spend a little bit of time going over her gameplay mechanics before we dive in, just because she's a newcomer. For the characters that were returning characters, we went over them in Calamity Trigger, so that's why I didn't go over them this time. So we'll talk a little about her playstyle, and then we'll try her story mode out. Hey Toasty! Welcome to the stream, thank you so much for coming by. Welcome, welcome, good to see you. So first let's go to training mode.
Please select your character.
So we'll go over to Tsubaki.
Tsubaki Yayoi. Tsubaki Yayoi.
So her theme song is Condemnation Wings, which it's really good. She also has another theme, Memory of Tears, which is the Tsubaki versus Noelle theme. That one's also a really good track. Probably one of my favorite ones too. Okay, so my thoughts on Tsubaki, like, I actually really like Tsubaki's design when she's still in the academy. I think she's really pretty because of her long hair and the way she stands and the way they drew her. This outfit, though, I don't think it really does her much justice. It almost looks a little goofy, which is weird because it's supposed to be like the Zero Squadron outfit. So she's supposed to be like high-ranking, intimidating, but I always find that her outfit looks a little funny because it's a little poofy in weird spots. And the eyeball motif always kind of gets me. I mean, we know from Tager's story that it's because her weapon, like, drains light. So that's where the eyeball theme kind of comes from. But I still think it looks a little weird. But it's kind of and also her battle stance. I don't know, the way she stands, she does not look like she's ready for battle. She looks like her feet are ready to topple over any second. But in any case, I've kind of grown to like it a little bit just because it's a little weird, which kind of makes it memorable. But again, I don't think it really makes her look too flattering. Hey Sarah, Twilight Red Mage, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for coming by. Okay, so Tsubaki unfortunately is a pretty low-tier character. She's consistently rated as below average in terms of her gameplay. She uses her sword and her sword and her shield transform based on her attacks, and her attacks are kind of angelic themed or light themed. But her attacks are pretty weak. The combos don't do very much damage. What you're supposed to do is use her drive. So her drive is called Install. So when you use Install, I'll use it right now. So she charges up her gauge at the bottom, the one by her feet. And basically, when you have pieces of your gauge, you can use it to enhance some of your attacks. So enhancing the attacks gives them larger range and higher damage. And without that install, she's really weak, and she doesn't have any options. So that means you have to pause in the middle of battle and charge to make her efficient, which also kind of makes her difficult to use. Hey, Hadrian! Thank you so much for coming by. Good to see you. Hey Sai, oh you're resting from a long day. I hope you're able to sit back and relax for a little bit. Actually, first I'm gonna set my computer to 100 HP just so that we don't have to worry about. Oops, I didn't. Apparently I didn't select it. Wait, no, I think it's because I started it with low, so she'll go back up. So let's have a look at Tsubaki's attacks. So we have a taunt.
Confess your sins. Confess your sins. Confess your sins.
So again, her shield is like a book.
Confess your sins.
And then grab. Oops, that's not a grab.
Pray! Not yet! Pray!
So her
Not yet!
throw has pretty good range,
Over
actually.
here! Pray!
So, like, normal attack.
Over here! How could I? Over here! Now! Over
See,
here!
there's like a fist that comes out of that book.
Atone! Ow! How could I? Ow! How could I? Ow!
And then we have our heavy attack.
Forgive me!
It's kind of cool, actually.
Atone!
Okay, it's kind of hard to see if her weapon's transforming because it happens so quickly.
Over here! Over here! You're wide open! You're wide open! It's over here!
And then let's have a look at some of her special attacks.
Atone! Not yet!
That's not what I want to do. I always find it so hard to do the Shoryuken move. The Shoryuken movement.
Benedictus Wrap!
There we go.
Get up!
And then we have...
It's time to repent!
So a lot of the things she's saying are like, I think words used from certain types of... used in certain types of mass at the church.
Atone!
And then let's look at distortion drives. Okay. This is kind of hard. So annoying. So anyway, I guess I'll show you the drive first, but you can like... In Continuum Shift, when you use the install, if you press it once, she'll charge like really quickly, but doesn't do much. If you hold the button down, she automatically stops though when you hit max, or when you hit like a full gauge piece. I think in later games you can hold it until she fills out the whole thing, but in this game you can't do that. You can also hold it when she's crouching. I think crouching is a little bit... gradually gets faster as you do it. You can also do it in midair. In midair, I think, is a little bit slower, but it also gives you a little bit more. Aru, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for coming by. Thanks for summing Kirby. Oh no, you didn't summon Kirby. You said you were here. Misreading the chat. Okay, let's try. So she has 2 distortion drives, but it's like quarter circle back twice. And for some reason, I have difficulty doing that in BlazBlue. Oh, thanks for calling Kirby, Twilight Mage. For some reason, I have difficulty doing quarter circle back in BlazBlue. In other fighting games, it's easy, but for some reason, BlazBlue just, I don't know, something about the input.
Lifting all restrictions!
Okay, so this one gives her infinite gauge for a limited amount of time. Oh, thanks, CB. Thanks for the chaos. So that distortion drive uses her... It consumes your entire gauge, and then you get infinite gauge for a short period of time. The amount of time you have infinite gauge depends on how many gauges you consumed upon using it. And then we have...
Over here! Over here!
Oh, that's not what I want to do.
Benedictus Atone!
Okay, we'll charge a little bit.
Charging! Charging! Charging Armageddon! Charging Armageddon! Benedictus Wrap! Benedictus Wrap!
Oh, do the thing.
Get up! Benedictus Wrap! Benedictus Wrap! Benedictus Wrap! Over here! Not yet!
Tsubaki, do what I'm telling you to do.
Benedictus Wrap! Charging! Charging! Charging Armageddon! Charging Armageddon! Charging Armageddon! Benedictus Wrap!
No. Okay, so I think that one only does damage like close to you. If you do it with the C button, it doesn't consume gauge. If you do it with the D button, it consumes gauge and does extra damage. There we go.
Not yet. Eggworm! The light! Get up this way. Eggworm! The light! Get up. Benedictus Rex! Get up. Benedictus Rex! Benedictus Rex! Maledictus! Not yet. This way?
Okay, and then lastly, let's do her Astral Heat. So in this game, Astral Heat, your opponent needs to be under 35%. Unlike in Calamity Trigger, I think they need to be below 20%. And then you also need full heat gauge, and you also need at least one barrier gauge left. And it also needs to be the match deciding round. Hey, Endless Moonfall, welcome to the stream. Oh, you like my concentration face? Thanks. Oh, look at all those cute bunnies in the background, I just noticed them. Okay, lastly, let's do her instant kill attack, which is Astral Heat.
It's time to repent!
So, starting from Continuum Shift, when you do an Astral Heat to finish someone off, it also plays the opening theme song of said game when you're doing it as well. You can turn it off in the settings. I'll keep it on just for effect, even though it might give me copyright claim, but that's okay.
White feathers for innocence. Black feathers for darkest sin. We are the messengers and hammers of God, come to deliver righteous justice. Let sinners be punished. Let justice be done!
Yeah, I like that outfit that she changes into. Okay, so that's all in terms of her attacks. Let's actually give her a try in story mode and see how I can do. So as a recap, Tsubaki is Academy friends with Noelle, Jin, Makoto, and Carl. She was like part of the student council. She was basically like the studious, goody two-shoes, academic, very stickler for the rules, and then now she's been hired by the Zero Squadron, which is like a special assassination unit, to take out her friend Noelle. So we've seen from her interactions with the characters in the other stories kind of what she's like. She also seems to have like a crush on Jin as well from their academy days. So let's have a look and see what Tsubaki is all about. Tsubaki Stories, Regret, Sin.
Excuse me. First Lieutenant Tsubaki Yayoi, reporting for duty.
And, this is the scene from the end of Calamity Trigger that we saw. Oh, and again, just like most characters, we're gonna go through her canon story route first, then we'll do the bad ending, and then we'll do the joke ending.
Yes, hello there. I'm Hazama. I work for the intelligence department. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Wow, Hazama actually sounds normal here.
So this is the famous daughter of the Yayoi family. Please, accept my apologies for making you come all the way out here.
See, her outfit also kind of looks better when she's wearing this.
Yes, how rude of me. Let's see, well, I guess officially I'm a captain. But to be honest, we don't really bother much with ranks here at Intelligence, so don't worry about formality, okay?
Yeah, excuse me, Captain.
Come on, didn't I just say you don't need to be so stiff? Ah, well. Anyway, the reason I've called you here is because I need you to take care of something very sensitive. A sort of covert operation.
Is this an order from the intelligence department?
Huh? Ah, yes, I see where you're going. Please, don't worry about that. I know what your little team is for, First Lieutenant. I wouldn't bring you in for run-of-the-mill intel work. No. This is actually a direct order from the top, HQ, the Imperator. Proof? Yes, of course you'd want proof. Well, here, take a look. See? The seal of the Imperator.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to question you.
I told you not to worry. It's not a big deal, really. All right, shall we try this again? If you don't mind, I'll just tell you your orders. Like I said, this is covert, so it's better not to leave a paper trail, you know. Where was... Ah, yes. It's not really anything that difficult, but it is, how should I...
Sir!
All right, then. First Lieutenant Tsubaki Yayoi. Your orders are as follows. Determine the whereabouts of Major Jin Kisaragi and Lieutenant Noel Vermillion and terminate them.
Hazuma's words left Tsubaki at a loss for her own. The man before her had just asked her to kill one of her best friends from the academy, and the man she adored as a brother since childhood.
What did they do to deserve...
Tsubaki had built her career on unquestioning obedience and dedication to duty. To anyone other than Hazuma, her response would have been nothing short of shocking. Then again, what person alive could keep their voice from trembling after being ordered to kill their friends?
Let's see here. It looks like the intelligence we've gathered says that Major Kisaragi has disobeyed orders on a number of occasions. And we've even seen reports of desertion. Supposedly, he was injured pretty seriously going after a large bounty.
Correct. All the stories in this game, well, except for one, has a canon ending, an alternate ending, which is also known as the bad ending, and then the joke ending.
That's impossible! How could Jin, Major Kisaragi, he would never...
Right, yes. We've also seen a number of reports saying that he's just been stirring up a lot of trouble. And, let's see. Well, we haven't managed to confirm this yet, but... apparently he escaped from the hospital we'd put him in after his... accident. He also, took out a number of guards and a few officers on his way out. Now, as for Lieutenant Vermillion, she went after Major Kisaragi. Well, actually, she was under orders to do that, but... here we are. We've heard reports that she aided the SS-class bounty known as the Grim Reaper. Yes, this Grim Reaper is also apparently the person who caused Major Kisaragi's injuries and is, in fact, at the very top of the Librarium's most wanted list. The rebel Ragna the Blood Edge.
Jin deserted. And Noelle is helping a rebel?
The color slowly drained from Tsubaki's face. She couldn't bring herself to believe what she was hearing.
Apparently, Major Kisaragi and Lieutenant Vermillion have some sort of connection to this Blood Edge fellow. Is something wrong? Stay with me now. Oh, actually, I guess that's all of it. You're free to go, First Lieutenant.
Still stunned, Tsubaki saluted automatically and walked toward the door, feeling only partially in control of her body. She was almost to the door when she heard Hazuma's voice from behind her.
Oh, right. There's one more little thing I forgot to mention. If it wouldn't be too much trouble, please, don't forget to bring back Major Kisaragi's Yukianasa and Lieutenant Vermillion's Bulwark, okay? Silly me. Actually, two things. You don't need to bother bringing their bodies back. They're traitors, so there won't be any sort of ceremony. I mean, to be honest, having a couple of corpses around would just kind of get in the way.
Tsubaki bit her lip at the man's words, but kept silent. Without so much as a nod or a salute, she walked out of the room.
Oh, man! This is just too good! We're just gonna shoot right past tragedy, straight into good old comedy!
Tsubaki let the doors to Captain Hazuma's office close behind her and fell back against them, her strength gone. She felt dizzy, and thoughts flitted in and out of her mind before she could grab hold of them.
What am I gonna do? Jin. Noelle.
Excuse me, do you mind?
The voice startled Tsubaki out of her trance, as she looked up to see a man towering over her. She knew the man. Well, she knew his face. He was known throughout the librarium for being a master puppeteer, as well as for some more unpleasant things. She had never met him in person before. She had hoped perhaps she never would.
Aurelius. Clover. Colonel. From engineering.
Hey Mevhawks, welcome to the stream! Tsubaki murmured the man's name, searching through her memories, to piece together what she knew about him. He was tall, incredibly so in fact. If he was surprised Tsubaki recognized him, he kept it to himself. He stared down at her, his face impassive. Hey Kua, welcome to the stream too! Thank you so much for stopping by.
Miss, if you'd be so kind as to get out of my way, I need to get through that door.
I'm sorry.
Quickly, Tsubaki moved out of his way, but Relius didn't even acknowledge her. He simply strode forward into Captain Hazuma's office, as though he'd taken a moment to collect his thoughts. Not wait for a girl to move out of his way.
It's me. I'm coming in.
What could possibly be going on between the two of them?
Something about Captain Hazuma working with Colonel Relius made Tsubaki uneasy. Hey Hakaze, welcome to the stream!
Hazuma, are you ready? I can leave at any time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you just give me 3 more minutes? I just haven't been able to bring myself to get ready. In fact,
Quit procrastinating. But I can't believe it's Kagutsuchi. That place brings back so many memories. I believe that the 13th Prime Field has...
Tsubaki could just make out their conversation through a crack in the door. It was certainly interesting, and something told her what they were discussing was of great importance, but eavesdropping, especially on 2 ranking officers, was something Tsubaki couldn't allow herself to do. Besides, there were much more important things on her mind. Doing her best to silence the doubt that filled her mind, at least for the time being, Tsubaki turned her back to Hazuma's office and began walking.
The House of Yayoi had served the Imperator loyally for as long as anyone could remember, and had produced many of the librarian's most loyal and elite soldiers. They were proud and dignified, and many of them held up as a shining example of what one of the duodecim could and should be. The Yayoi family was set apart from many of the other duodecim by the purity of their bloodline. When the librarian grades the abilities of their soldiers, many factors are considered, but none carries so much weight as one's aptitude for the use of armagus. Their only thought, servitude of the Imperator, the Yayoi family turned their considerable resources to producing offspring with exceptional armagus aptitude. The Yayoi family bred their children with only the best armagus wielders, ensuring the strength of the next generation. However, the breeding pool from which they could select was quite small, and before long it became necessary to resort to inbreeding. As time passed, the House of Yayoi filled with the best wielders of armagus the world had to offer, and their power, both physical and political, far outstripped that of the other families of the duodecim. Their glory was to be short-lived, however. Generations of inbreeding began to take their toll, and children were born weaker and weaker. The purity of blood that had once been the greatest strength of the house of Yayoi was now its greatest weakness. Such was the family into which Tsubaki was born. Although she was treated as her parents' firstborn daughter, she was anything but. She was merely the first daughter to survive. Her siblings had all passed away, victims of their own pure blood and frail bodies. By some miracle, Tsubaki did not share their weakened constitution. She was healthy and showed mastery in the use of the armagus. Needless to say, she was cherished not only by her parents, but by the whole of the Yayoi family. To the young Tsubaki, the Yayoi manor was her entire world. The only people she knew were her parents, her relatives, and her teachers. As a firstborn daughter of the Yayoi family, she was taught one simple truth, that she must serve the Imperator unquestioningly. Such was the childhood of Tsubaki Yayoi.
Yes, that's right. I'm a daughter of the Yayoi family.
A heavy door stood before Tsubaki, the entrance to a shrine hidden beneath the Yayoi family home. Tsubaki found herself drawn to it.
We should be the ones who set the example for the rest of the duodecim. No, we must be the ones to set that example.
The room was dark. It was the first time Tsubaki had set foot there, but she knew what lay beyond the doors, deep within the innermost chambers of the shrine.
I'm sure Jin had his reasons for doing what he did.
Slowly, Tsubaki began to walk forward. It wasn't long before she found what she came for. Before Tsubaki were a pair of sturdy doors that protected whatever lay behind them with more than their own considerable bulk. Inlaid on the doors was a symbol of the Yayoi family. Tsubaki pulled out a small blade and drew it across the tip of her finger. She felt a momentary prick of pain and caught her breath. A drop of blood slowly formed on her finger.
I'm sure Noelle has a perfectly good explanation too. I just need to talk to her.
Tsubaki placed her hand atop the family emblem.
But
As if possessed of some strange hunger, the emblem on the door quickly absorbed the blood from Tsubaki's finger. With a metallic thud, the door slowly opened.
what if everything Captain Hazama told me is true? What if Jin and Noelle... What if they really have turned their backs on the Imperator?
Tsubaki's mind was in turmoil.
No, it's okay. Even if they have. If I can just talk to them, I'm sure they'll understand. Even so, if they really have betrayed me, I'll have no choice but to kill them.
Her mind set, Tsubaki reached for the object behind the doors. A sudden sense of vertigo rushed over her, and Tsubaki put a hand to her face to try and calm her suddenly throbbing head. She felt almost as though her strength was being drained out of her.
This is... the Izayoi?
She refused to let her grip weaken, and felt her vision grow dark and blurry. Izayoi, one of the sealed weapons. This particular sword had belonged to the Yayoi family for generations. It was known for its ability to steal light, even from the person who wielded it.
Let's go. To Kagutsuchi.
We are preparing to dock at the 13th hierarchical city of Kagutsuchi. Please gather your belongings and prepare to disembark.
Oh no! That's my stop!
Tsubaki jerked awake. She drifted off sometime during the last hour and would likely have missed the port at Kagutsuchi if the announcement hadn't woken her. Her nap had left her body feeling refreshed and focused, but her mind and her emotions were anything but.
I should get some fresh air. here?
There wasn't a soul in sight on the deck. Tsubaki wasn't surprised. It was nearly 42 degrees, but the wind made it feel closer to freezing. The rest of the passengers wouldn't have any reason to step outside when they could stay warm inside the ship.
So this is it. The 13th hierarchical city of Kagutsuchi. I can't believe it's incomplete. It looks so beautiful.
She'd seen pictures of it before, in reports and the like, but something about seeing the city in person took Tsubaki's breath away. The city was a living, breathing thing, and that was something no picture could convey.
So, this is where Jin and Noelle have gone.
After filing the proper paperwork with the port authorities, Tsubaki finally set foot on the soil of Kagutsuchi. The sun had already set. People were sparse, but she had expected as much. Tsubaki had landed at Port 5, which was used exclusively by the military.
Well then.
Her goals were clear enough, but she couldn't decide where to begin. Captain Hazama had told her that Jin and Noelle's actions had directly aided the criminal Ragna the Blood Edge. Having never been in Kagutsuchi before, Tsubaki knew she would have a difficult time finding them without knowing the local geography.
First, I should go to the local librarium office, then gather some information, and...
Mentally building a list of things she would need to do, Tsubaki had barely lifted her foot to set off in the direction of the librarium office when she heard a voice behind her.
Excuse me? Huh?
Startled, Tsubaki spun around to find a young boy dressed in purple. Towering behind him was a massive metal creature.
Nirvana?
Ah, so it seems you know my sister. Pardon me, but you're with the NOL, correct?
Are you...
The boy's face was familiar. Something about it. Then suddenly she remembered. Years ago at the academy.
Excuse me?
The child walking through the door was none other than one of the elite students from the elementary division, Carl Clover.
Yay! It's little Carl! Come on in!
The girl who lunged at him was my roommate, Makoto Naneya. She just couldn't keep her hands off young boys. Ahem.
Miss Makoto, you're here? Of course! I'm always here!
Stop that, Makoto! You're scaring Carl! Is that you, Carl?
That voice...
Miss Tsubaki?
Carl's was not a face Tsubaki had expected to see. It was not a face she had wanted to see either, as Carl seemed to realize.
Ah, it is you after all. I thought I recognized your voice. It took me a second to remember whose it was.
It's been a while, Carl. I hoped we wouldn't have to meet each other under circumstances like these.
As expected from a wing of justice. So it seems you already know about me.
Yes, I do. I was surprised to hear you dropped out of the academy. I was worried about you. Once I enlisted, I heard that you'd become not just a vigilante, but one of the best, and that you were wielding the Nox Nictoris Nirvana.
That's not my sister's name.
Carl, I'll be frank with you. Right now, my top priority is to find and capture Ragna the Blood Edge. There's still time for you to do the right thing, Carl. Please, if you get rid of that Nox Nic...
Perhaps you might have some information that I need, Miss Tsubaki.
What?
The location of my father.
Really is Clover.
Tsubaki remembered the incident outside of Captain Hazama's office, and the strange conversation that had taken place afterward. Was Carl...
So you do know?
She tried to hide her surprise, but too late. Tsubaki felt almost as though Carl could see right through her.
I'm looking for my father, Relius Clover. Miss Tsubaki, please tell me everything you might know about him.
Okay, so for Tsubaki's story route, this choice actually doesn't change the ending. A different thing will change the ending. So if you choose to give him the information, you can skip the fight with Carl. If you do not give him the information, then you have to fight Carl. For my first run through this, I'm actually just going to give him the information just to make it go by faster. You still have to see both routes to get 100% completion, but it only changes the cutscene that immediately follows this. It doesn't change the latter half of the story. So for now, we'll just give him the information. Tsubaki wasn't sure if telling him was really the right thing to do, but she had to make a choice.
All right, Carl. I'll tell you what I know.
She expected some expression of joy, perhaps a smile, but...
What's the matter, Carl?
Nothing. I mean, I just didn't expect you to be so forthcoming. Thank you very much. Isn't that great, sis? So, what can you tell me, Miss Tsubaki?
The boy's eyes lit up with curiosity.
The other day, I actually met your father, Relius Clover.
Huh?
I was talking to one of my superiors, and I passed him while I was leaving the office.
I see. So then, where is my father now?
I'm sorry, but I don't know. Well, I did overhear a little of their conversation, and I think he was headed here, to Kagutsuchi. Although with the man I was talking to, Captain Hazama.
My father? Here? In Kagutsuchi? And Hazama?
The moment the name Hazama was out of Carl's mouth, Nirvana suddenly moved.
Huh? What's the matter, sis? Do you know about this Hazama person?
Carl, what are you...
According to my sister, this Hazama guy is really dangerous. I wonder what my father is thinking, involving himself with someone like that.
Yeah, Carl, like as if your father isn't the dangerous one. We all know that, eh?
Captain Hazama is dangerous?
I see. No, it couldn't be. Miss Tsubaki, thank you very much for your help. I have a pretty good idea where my father is.
Really?
Well, more of a hunch, really. Well then, if you'll excuse me.
Wait, Carl! Carl...
Tsubaki watched Carl's receding back for a minute or two, then turned around.
I need to focus right now.
Once again, Tsubaki began to walk. As she continued on her way to the librarian offices, Tsubaki's thoughts drifted to Jin.
Of all the families in the Duodecim, the Yayois have the longest history. As such, it has always been their duty to keep the 12 families together and the government functioning. My father, head of the Yayoi house, was no exception. Looking back, though, I was a sheltered child. No, perhaps something even worse than simply sheltered. At the time, I was seldom allowed to leave the house, and even then only with my father. Each time we left the house, it was to visit one of the other 12 families and the hierarchical city they governed. January was the Uski family, February the Kisaragis, March was our family, and so on. Each month, Father and I would visit a different house. It was probably a meeting between the family leaders, or perhaps something more casual. I was a child and I didn't know or care what they were doing. My father and his peers would drink their fine wines and expensive liquors and talk. They would talk forever, and I would be left alone. Some of the other families had children my age, but that was rarely the case. I had no choice but to try and find ways to pass the time by myself until my father had finished. Even so, there was something fresh about visiting so many different places. How many years had I been doing that? I'm not sure. At any rate, on the day in question, the rest of the Duodecim were scheduled to come and visit the Yayoi Manor. My father had been exceptionally busy preparing for this day for the past several weeks. I was outside, in our garden. Father and the other family heads were talking about adult things that I didn't understand. I played in the garden so that I wouldn't have to sit in a stuffy room and listen to adults discuss things that meant little to me. But that didn't mean it was very much fun. But that day, for the first time, I met a boy who was close to my age.
Who are you?
Huh?
Huh? Maybe he didn't hear me. Hi! Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Tsubaki Yayoi.
Oh, the girl from the Yayoi family, huh?
Uh-huh. Have you heard about me?
I heard there was only one child in the Yayoi family. A girl.
So what's your name?
Jin. Jin Kisaragi.
I know the Kisaragi Manor. I've been there with my father before. I don't think I ever met you before, though, Jinny the Kisaragi.
Ginny the Kisaragi.
The Kisaragi family has a whole brood of children, so the fact that we've never met isn't surprising.
Oh, I didn't know that. What are you doing here, Jinny the Kisaragi?
I'm attending the Conference of Leaders. It seems that I've been nominated to be the next head of the Kisaragi family.
Name what? I don't get it, Jinny the Kisaragi.
If you don't understand, then it's nothing you need to worry about. More importantly, hasn't anyone ever taught you how to speak, politely?
Huh?
You see, you're younger than me, so I'm telling you to show me some respect.
Oh, my father tells me I need to be polite to everyone, too. He gets mad at me when I don't. I'm sorry.
It's nothing you need to apologize for. If you could just stop calling me that.
Well, what should I call you?
My name.
Then you want me to call you Jin?
I meant my family name.
Jin! Jin!
Jin is surprisingly chill, considering what we know of him now.
Whatever works for you.
Yay! That means you're my brother now, right?
Where did that come from?
Okay, you have to promise. You gotta promise to be my brother forever and ever, alright?
Promise? Fine, whatever.
Really? Then cross your heart.
Huh?
You know, cross your heart.
Yash, welcome to the
Cross my
stream.
heart
And hope to die. I promise that I will never lie. And if my promise ever does go, I give to you my eternal soul.
There were reports that Jin was around here somewhere. And pretty recently, too.
Yeah, what a promise. Tsubaki had looked up to see a shadow standing before her. Instead of getting the drop on her query, it seemed the inverse was true.
Ah, the NOL Zero Squadron, the Wings of Justice. So, what does one of the librarium's trash collectors want with me?
Jin!
Don't tell me. Tsubaki? That's the sealed Armigus. He's a Yoi.
Jin. Major Kisaragi. You have been accused of insubordination countless times, and there are even instances of attempts at desertion on your record. These actions cannot be overlooked, war hero or not. I'm sure you know why I'm here.
Tsubaki, do you have any idea what that weapon is?
Of course I do. It belonged to my ancestors, and in their name, I must put an end to your unconscionable behavior.
To even carry a weapon like that. Are you telling me you value the NOL? The Duodecim's pretense of justice that much?
Jin, this is not a request from the Yayoi family, or the Duodecim, or even the Librarium. It is a request from me. There's still time. Please, go back to the Librarium. I don't want to hurt you, Jin.
So in this game, Noelle versus Tsubaki has a special battle track. Tsubaki versus Jin does not have a special battle track in this game, but they did add one later. I think it was added in Chrono Phantasma. so there is a different track for this fight, but not in this game.
You are concerned for my well-being?
Jin, please, promise me. If I beat you, you'll go back.
You wonder if you poke Tsubaki's hat in the eye, would it react? Her hat eye is so weird to me.
And if I refuse?
Then I won't stop until you accept!
Okay, let's see if I can use Tsubaki.
The wheel fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action!
Over here!
No!
Charging Armageddon! Benedictus Rex! Charging!
Deal! Die!
Over here! Over here! You're wide open! Dude, my
Die! Stand down!
I'm impressed! Benedictus Rex! Over here!
Out of my way!
I won? I actually beat Jin?
Yeah, I keep pressing her charging move at the wrong time, and every time she does it, she does the charging, and it sounds so funny when you do it back to back. I think they fixed that in later games where it doesn't sound as awkward, but...
What's the matter? Hurry! Finish me! You were ordered to kill me, were you not? Just end it!
So you figured it out, Jin? No, I can't do that. I can't. I've won. Now please, go back to the librarium. You promised, remember?
Also, I believe Tsubaki's English voice actress also voices Kokonoe, which I found really surprising because of how different they sound. Like, I can see it, but also, if someone didn't tell me that, I would not know.
I guess I did.
Jin.
Very well. I'll do as you've said. If I go back on my promise, I'd have to give you my soul, right?
Yes, that's right, Jin. If you break the promise, I get your soul.
For just a moment, the noise of Kagutsuchi disappeared. The coldness and cruelty Jin had learned in their years apart was gone, and for a second they were children again, together in a world of their own.
Well, I have to go find Noelle now, Jin.
I see. Cross my heart. How is it that we can both remember something so completely stupid?
A blonde female officer? Oh yeah, I did see someone like that. Don't remember where, though.
If he was telling the truth, then Noelle should be around here somewhere.
Tsubaki found herself near the Kagutsuchi Librarium office, in a garden suspended in midair.
Were you really here, Noelle? I've heard so many things about what you're doing. Did you meet Jin here? Or are you with Ragna the Blood Edge?
Tsubaki took her time examining the garden for any sign of Noelle. The area was completely empty of librarian personnel, likely because of the Grim Reaper had been so busy in Kagutsuchi. The only sounds were the soft rustling of trees and the chirping of birds.
Like I thought. She's long gone. If she was even here in the first place. I guess there's nothing I can do. Well, maybe I can pick up her trail somewhere else.
My! If it isn't First Lieutenant Tsubaki! Fancy meeting you here.
Captain! What are you doing?
Ah, come on now. I have work to do too, you know.
That's not what I meant.
You're right. I'm just kidding. I'm just here for a bit while I take care of a few things.
Quit procrastinating. But I can't believe it's Kagutsuchi. That place brings back so many memories.
I see.
But enough about me. How's your mission coming along?
That's...
Tsubaki was at a loss for words. True, she had found Jin, but he was still alive.
Unfortunately, information about their whereabouts has been hard to come by, and I haven't found either of them yet. I'm very sorry.
Oh my. You don't really expect me to believe that, do you?
Huh? It's the truth. I just wasn't trying hard enough. I'll do better, I promise.
all right. Well, go ahead and take your time, just as long as they're both dead by the end of the day.
Azuma's smile made Tsubaki's stomach flip. Her face turned pale.
How can he say something like that so casually, when I can barely even think about it without... I know this is the right thing to do. It's supposed to be the right thing to do, but...
Oh, don't worry. You're doing the right thing. Trust me.
For a single moment, Tsubaki's heart stopped beating. It was as though he had seen straight through into her mind and plucked out her thoughts. Suddenly, the air felt heavy, like it was pressing down on her body from every direction. Moving was like swimming through lead.
I'm afraid of him. Why? Why do I feel terrified?
Are you feeling all right, First Lieutenant? You look kind of pale.
I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me.
Good. Glad to hear it. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Yes?
Yes, well, it's about... How do I put it? Well, I guess you could say it's about a tragedy.
It's starting to rain. I should get inside somewhere. Tsubaki? What are you doing here?
There it is, the Memory of Tears track.
Stop! Tsubaki, what are you doing?
Impressive, Noelle. I should have known you could dodge that. Still, why ask me what I'm doing? You have to know. You know, right? I'm here to kill you.
You're here to... No, you have to be kidding!
Does this look like a joke to you?
But... why?
Why? Tell me, Noelle. Is it true that you aided the criminal, Ragna the Blood Edge?
That's not how it is! I mean, I did save his life, but it's not what you think!
Then you did help him? Noelle, I wish it didn't have to be like this. Ever since I met you, you've been my best friend. But now, Ragna the Blood Edge has appeared, and Jin is different. I didn't want to believe it, but you're connected to it, somehow.
Noelle could barely breathe. Terrified as though she was, she couldn't bring herself to deny anything Tsubaki had said.
Until now, I always looked away from the truth. Didn't want to admit any of the things I was hearing were true, but... Noelle, you... The more I denied it, the farther I got from the answer. Everything that was bad got worse.
I'm sorry, Tsubaki. It's always my fault.
Stop! Stop it, Noelle! Don't make this any harder than it already is. I must defeat you before my determination wavers.
Tsubaki!
In my right hand, I carry the Sword of Judgment, and in my left, the Scales of Justice. I serve the wings who govern the heavens, I am their word and their sword made flesh. Noelle Vermilion, should you resist, your punishment shall be death!
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action!
Over here! I won't move!
Counter!
Charging!
Counter!
Noelle!
Counter!
Oh, stop it. Let me attack.
Over here!
Counter! Counter! Finish!
There we go. Tsubaki approached Noelle, her hand tightening on Izayoi. Silently, she raised her sword above Noelle's head. With her eyes shut tight, Noelle waits for the final blow, every last shred of hope gone. So even though I don't really like Tsubaki's outfit, this particular portrait of hers I think is a pretty cool pose. I think it shows off the aspects of her outfit pretty well.
Noelle, you took everything from me. I didn't want to believe it. I still don't want to believe. But I've seen the truth now. I couldn't keep ignoring it forever. I am...
Tsubaki's hand shook. All it would take would be one swing of her sword, and her nightmare would end. Life would be good again, and Jin would... Jin... When the blow Noelle had expected never came, she cautiously opened her eyes and looked up.
Tsubaki? Tsubaki, I'm sorry. I'm sorry!
Why? Why are you apologizing? You took everything from me, but I... what am I supposed to do?
Tsubaki...
No, I can't do it!
Tsubaki...
Oh man, that's not how it's supposed to work! You really did turn out to be completely useless, didn't you, First Lieutenant?
Captain Hazama!
Hazama! What have you done to Tsubaki?
Whoa, inside voices, okay? Please, no need to shout. Well, maybe I can make this work after all. Ah, you were even kind enough to bring the Izayoi with you.
Captain Hazama! What are you gonna do with Noelle?
What am I going to do? I'm sorry, but weren't you just about to slide that ugly little knife you've got there into her gut? What on earth should you care what happens to her? I just asked you to run a simple errand, and you even managed to screw that up. Well, trash will always just be trash, I suppose. So hard to find good help these days. At any rate, thank you for all you've done, even though you did basically nothing. I'm done with you now. I'm going to have to ask you to remove yourself from the premises, First Lieutenant. After all, you don't really have any place in this world, do you?
You bastard!
Wow, you're pretty worked up. However... Nobody over there. Aren't
Aren't you just pathetic? Just look at yourself. Oops, maybe not. But seriously, folks, whose fault is this, really? That's the stuff. Let's see some hate, Tsubaki Yayoi! Go on, tell me, whose fault is this?
Hey Sunflower, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you so much for the raid. Please go check out our friend Sunflower when you get a chance. Hope you had a good stream, and thank you so much for entrusting me with your audience. Feel free to sit back and relax for a little bit. Hey Spark Kirby, welcome to the stream. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Kiro, the frog-loving martial artist, and today we're playing BlazBlue, Continuum Shift. This is the story mode for Tsubaki, who's the character here. We're just getting to her canon ending as well. I was gonna say good ending, but it doesn't seem like things are very good right now. Thank you again.
I can't see. What am I? Jin, please, help me. Who should I fight for? Why am I fighting?
Doubt ill suits you, Tsubaki Yayoi. Your answer is at hand. Question not your purpose, nor whom you serve, for I am both.
What? Are you?
Tsubaki Yayoi, your place is here, at my side.
The Imperator?
Fall not into darkness, for I shall be your light.
Tsubaki Stories, Regret, Sin, End. So that didn't seem so good for our friend Tsubaki. So that's her canonical ending. Now you might have noticed that there weren't any branching story options besides the one with Carl. So Tsubaki's story is kind of interesting in that to get a bad ending, you need to use, throughout the course of her story, you need to use at least 2 distortion drives or astral finishes. It doesn't matter if you do them in the same fight or if you do them in 2 separate fights, you just need to do them. That's why I was practicing using her distortion drives in training mode earlier. Now, I'm going to do her story again. This time, when it comes to Carl, I'm going to withhold the information from Carl so that he fights us. So that way we'll have 3 battles. Carl, Jin, and Noelle. During the course of those 3 battles, I need to use at least 2 distortion drives. So hopefully that doesn't hinder me too much, but we'll give it a shot. Then by the end, you get a different ending, which is the bad ending, which seems almost harder to get than her canonical ending. So I guess we'll see. Hopefully it's not too difficult. We'll start from scene 2, because that's when we encounter Carl. But we'll skip through all the text that we've already seen, since we've already read this part. Okay, so also for her distortion drives, because they both require, well, at least the way I'm going to use them, they both require the use of the D button. But every time I mess up, she does the stupid charging thing, so she's probably going to say the word charging like a million times, and I'm going to get so sick of it. Yeah, the fact that the bad ending in this case is hard to get is kind of interesting. I mean, at least it's not like Calamity Trigger, where there were some endings that some good endings you could only get if you did like a certain number of distortion drives, and those were, I mean, they were kind of easier to do in that game because you could just use the right stick. You can't do that in this game, but it was still a bit of a pain. Okay, do not give him the information. So this will be a bit new. Oh, it actually lets us save over it. We'll save here. Tsubaki wasn't sure if telling him was really the right thing to do, but she had to make a choice.
I'm sorry, but I can't tell you that.
Tsubaki had expected Carl to show some sort of emotion at her answer. Frustration or disappointment, perhaps. But she saw nothing of the sort. If anything, he was almost smirking.
If you would like, though, I'd be happy to accompany you to the librarium office in Kagutsuchi.
Ah, I thought that'd be your response.
Carl?
Is it because it's a secret of the librarium? Or simply because you don't want to give the information to a vigilante like me?
No, that's not it. I know you're looking for your father, and I'd like to help you. I really would. But I just don't have the answers you're looking for.
What other fighting games have I played? Oh boy. Okay, let's start chronologically, or if I can. Soul Calibur, Tekken, Marvel vs. Capcom, BlazBlue, Guilty Gear, King of Fighters, Under Night in Birth, Dragon Ball Fighters, BlazBlue Versus, Chaos Code, Mortal Kombat, Injustice. I feel like I must be forgetting at least one or two. But those are the main ones I think come to mind. Oh, Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter. I think that's mostly it. I think. Could be missing some. Oh, Dead or Alive. And I'm not counting platform fighting games like Super Smash Bros. And PlayStation All-Stars. I think that's it. Well, I've dabbled in Street Fighter. I don't think I could say that I've played enough Street Fighter to say that I've played Street Fighter, but I have technically played it. Again, I'm not really good at fighting games, but I do enjoy them just because I like seeing the attacks and the characters, and sometimes the story. I mean, not all fighting games have good stories, so... But I do enjoy them. I feel like I must be forgetting some other ones, but... Oh, no, I also played, Battle Fantasia. That's another one. I must be forgetting other ones, but... Are there any other... Oh, no, oh, Persona 4 Arena. Okay, I think that's all of them now.
You lie!
There was something about Carl's voice that didn't fit his size. Tsubaki gulped. I actually haven't played Skullgirls. I have a couple friends that like it a lot, but I just never gave it a try.
Miss Tsubaki, it's obvious that you're hiding something. You were thinking of a suitable response to put me off, were you not? It was easy enough to see. Isn't that right, sis?
You're right, I am a frog martial artist. I guess it in my blood to play fighting games as well.
What's wrong with you, Carl? You weren't anything like this back when...
But I guess a lot of them I just don't find are worth streaming because I'm not good at them, unless they have a good story, like BlazBlue. When were you in the academy were the words she meant to say, but they just wouldn't come.
I've had about enough of this. Miss Tsubaki, you're no better than any other adult.
Carl! What are you...
If you don't want to tell me, then I will just have to resort to different means to extract the answers from you.
Okay, let's hope I can get at least one distortion drive. Why does it feel like I'm always beating up Carl? That was a running joke when we did Calamity Trigger. It's like,
The will fate is
I'm not afraid to beat up a child.
Rebel 1. Action!
Over here! Over here! Over here! Benedictus Rex!
Come on, Carl, just quietly take your beating.
Over just starting! Over here!
I can't kill him though. I need to whittle him down. Okay. I need 4 more heat. Come on, Carl.
Oh no!
Hit me.
Going in strong! Not bad.
Okay, there we go.
Not bad.
Now I need to get away from you.
How's that? Tsubaki!
Come on. No, let me do my drive. Let me do my drive. Come on. Why is this so hard? No, don't do that, Tsubaki. Don't hit him. Come on, no, do it! Why can't I do it? No, you can't hold the button in this one. Not in Continuum Shift Extend. Come on. Get away from me, Carl. I don't want to kill you yet. I was doing it perfectly in training mode. What?
Going in strong!
Nope, stop it.
Oh no!
There we go, okay.
All restrictions!
Now you die.
It's my turn. Volante!
Nope.
Over here! Touch going in strong! Carl!
Finish!
Why was that such a pain?
Where are you? Are you okay, Carl?
Like, again, in most fighting games, I don't have a problem doing quarter circle forward or back twice, but for some reason, BlazBlue just seems tighter on the control. And I'm trying to do it on the D-pad because I find it easier than the stick. But then it hurts my thumb if I do it too much on the D-pad. Yeah, basically that's a Dragon Ball Z fight, all the yelling. Okay, we only have to do that one more time though, and I can do it against Jin or Noelle, so I think we're still good.
I should have expected nothing less from a member of the Wings of Justice. Sis, are you okay?
Carl, you keep calling that machine your sister. Why? What's going on?
For the briefest of moments, an image of Jin flashed in Tsubaki's mind.
Sis, I'm sorry about this. I want to run, but my feet, they're...
Carl, I'll let you go this time. I can turn a blind eye and pretend I never saw you. Just please, promise me you'll take care of those wounds.
You sound like you actually care, but... you're probably just going to try and take my sister from me as soon as I'm helpless!
All Tsubaki does is shake her head.
Huh? But please, Carl, be careful. The librarian is not as stupid as you would like to think.
I... understand. Why does each and every person I meet in Kagutsuchi have to be...
Huh?
No, it was nothing.
All right, let's find you a hospital.
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Sis, are you okay? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. No, really, I'm fine. Let's get going.
Carl, he's gone. I wish I could do more for him, but I don't have much time myself. I need to hurry.
Tsubaki begins to walk once again, but each step is an effort.
Jin, there's so much on my mind. I feel like I'm gonna collapse under the weight of my own thoughts. Please be safe.
Okay, so now we gotta also do another distortion drive on Jin or Noelle. I'll try to do it on Jin. But he might be a little tricky. I think he's a little bit more aggressive.
The wheel pit is turning.
Not like Carl, who let me
Rebel
charge up in the corner.
Action.
Over here! Over here!
Impale!
Over here! Over here!
It also kind of sucks if you do too much damage too fast, because then you don't build up enough drive to get the heat. Okay, I have enough. I need to stay away from him now. Come on. Come on. No, Jin, stay away. No. This is so hard. Come on, Tsubaki, you just work with me, please. Okay, I'll use the stick. Okay, come on. Do your distortion drive. Stay away from me. Jin, this is for your own good. Tsubaki, please work with me here. Otherwise, I'll have to kill Jin.
Halt! You're mine!
Oh, now my hand's getting sweaty. Now it's even harder to do it. Yes, I'm sure I'm pressing the right buttons. It's just I'm not doing it fast enough, apparently. What if I do here?
Halt! You're mine!
Benedictus
Hail! What? Doesn't matter. Hail!
Are you serious?
Hail!
I can't lose to him because that will give me a different ending. Jin, just be nice to me. My hands are getting sweaty now.
What?
Get away from me.
There. Hail!
Oh, my hand is cramping so bad now.
Are you serious?
Calm down, Kiro.
Die!
Jin! Don't make me kill you.
I'm impressed.
Okay, I might just kill him. I'll do it on Noelle.
Good enough.
Hey, my hands are so sweaty now. Because again, it's like the timing is very precise. It's not the button press.
I actually beat Jin?
But unlike in Calamity Trigger, where there were shortcuts to doing your distortion drives, there's no shortcuts in this one. Yeah, I'm so hand is so sweaty now. Good thing I only need to do 2 distortion drives and not 1 per match, which is what Calamity Trigger would have definitely done.
Rebel 1. Action!
I just don't know if Noelle's gonna be nice enough to actually let me do it. I'm just surprised how passive that Jin was.
I can still do this. You're right. Duo Gesser. Over here. Please don't resist. Noelle, over here. I won't move. Duo Gesser. I want hot. Over here. Strong. Let's see you dodge this. Benedictus Rex! Optic Barrel! Charging! 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 Finish!
Oh, no, she's doing it on me!
It's my turn! Type 1! Done! Veritas! Yeah! Type 1! Charge! Veritas! Optic Barrel!
There we go, okay.
No restriction! Optic Barrel!
Now you die.
Over here! Strong! Strong! Hey! Noelle! Finish! I'm sorry.
Okay, we did it. Ugh. So we should get a different ending now. So this part still seems the same.
Fall not into darkness, for I shall be your light.
But no, I don't want the good ending. Did they change the requirements in Extend? Okay, I'm gonna double check this. Because that's not right. Okay, so it turns out I think you actually have to use more than 2 distortion drives, and I only did 2, so we gotta go back through Tsubaki's story and do 2. I think I could load the Jin file, actually. I think it's this one. I'm gonna change it to stylish mode as well. No, wait, no. Stylish mode. That way I won't have as much trouble pulling it off.
The wheel fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action!
Jin!
Counter!
Let me fight.
My shield! It's my turn!
Counter.
It's my turn!
Counter.
Hopefully I don't have to finish him with the Distortion Drive. Okay, oh, I didn't even hit him with that one. I'm gonna trust you, guide.
Not good enough.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action.
I do look cooler when I'm using these, though.
Counter.
I reach higher. I reach 50% heat already.
Counter.
Oh, she hit me out of it. Well, that's fine. Hey, Noelle, just let me finish it. Thank you. Okay, this is different. Okay, good. This is different.
Tsubaki!
With the last of her strength gone, Tsubaki collapsed. Noelle leapt forward, catching her before she hit the ground.
It's all right, Noelle. I don't deserve... I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Tsubaki. I was so desperate. I just didn't want to die yet. I should be apologizing to you. I was really trying to kill you, but I just couldn't do it. I'm sure that everything you said is true, but for some reason I feel that somehow I've been in the wrong all this time. Oh, Noelle. You're over there. Me? Of course, I'm right. Tsubaki, what are you?
Only then does Noelle realize what Tsubaki's determination has done to her. The light in Tsubaki's eyes are gone.
Tsubaki, your eyes! Why? There was no way I could have beat you or Jin on my own. I needed the Yayoi, Noelle. I'm sorry. I hope someday you can forgive me. But that's... I was jealous of you. You? Jealous of me? You're a lot more capable than you think you are. I could never beat you, no matter how hard I tried. That's not true! I've always looked up to you, Tsubaki! My goal in life was always to become just like you! You're so sweet. No, it's the truth. Tsubaki, you've always been so nice. So smart. It always seemed you knew exactly what to do. I love you and Makoto both. Thank you, Noelle. I was jealous of you because you were working with Jin and I wasn't. Do you? No, of course not. How could you know? I was so jealous. There were times when I thought to myself, if only she would just disappear. I'm so sorry, Noelle. Do you hate me now? No, I could never hate you. I still love you, Tsubaki, even now. But I just tried to kill you. If your orders were to kill me, it's not like you could disobey. Besides, most of what happened is my fault anyway, so I can't blame you, Tsubaki. Noelle, thank you. You're such a great friend. Noelle? Noelle, are you there? Please hold my hand. Tsubaki, I'm here. I'm right here.
Tsubaki's eyes stared up at the sky they couldn't see. She could feel drops of water hitting her cheeks. Rain? Or perhaps She could feel herself slipping away, and only the feeling of Noelle's hand on her own kept Tsubaki in the world.
I knew this would happen. I knew that Yayoi would take my life, eventually. You can't blame yourself, Noelle.
Tsubaki, please don't say anything more. We need to get you to a hospital right now.
Noelle, you need to be careful. That man, Hazama, he's dangerous.
No, don't talk. We need to hurry.
Noelle struggled to help Tsubaki to her feet, but her friend no longer had the strength to stand.
Noelle... Jin...
Tsubaki? Tsubaki? No. Please? Say something. Please, Tsubaki! No!
Gosh, I thought I might have had to step in and finish Tsubaki off myself. Couldn't have her saying anything sensitive. But honestly, what sort of monster would ruin this beautiful friendship? Ah, what a touching moment. I guess she slowed you down a little bit. But damn, I could have done the same thing with a big rock, you know? That girl sure is useless. Silly me. Was useless. Now then, I'd say it's about time I picked up my package. I don't think you're going to give me much trouble now, are you, Miss Lieutenant Noelle Vermilion?
Tsubaki's canon ending seemed bad, but this is worse. That's why this is the bad ending.
Greetings, lost children. I am Professor Kokonoe, genius scientist and ruler of the Sector 7 laboratory. Well, okay, we aren't in the lab at the moment. This place can sort of be temporarily moved into the boundary.
See, now that I know that Kokonoe and Tsubaki are voiced by Julianne Taylor, now I can hear it. But I wouldn't have been able to hear it unless someone told me.
Well, simply put, it's a mysterious room. A room where you can do anything you want. To be honest, it's a paradise for all those sad little lost children who couldn't make it to the true ending. A sort of Avalon. If you're one of those nutbars who's all, I don't need help, or I only want to unlock hidden stuff, or I'll just look for a flowchart online, then you can piss off! Very well. Lost child of the day, you may enter. Hey, can I tell you something? See, I just got the bad ending. Oh, no. It's okay, I'm not complaining. I mean, I finally got to be a playable character in this one, and the developers were even nice enough to write a whole story for me. Huh? You were worried about me? That's okay. You're really nice. Thank you, though. I'll do my best. Still, I wonder why I couldn't do better. I wish someone could help me out. Help me, Professor Kokonoe! Well, you're a lively one. That's not true. Are all the kids at the library like you? I'm sure that's just your imagination. Anyway, I just suddenly couldn't see anymore. And when I woke up, I was here. Do you know where this is? Thank you so much for asking. This place, young lady, is the studio for Professor Kokonoe's Love Talk. Love?
You wonder what Kokonoe's advice for Kiro would be? Kiro never gets the bad ending. You'd never need her advice. Ha 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 ha.
On this show, I listen to the problems of all the confused little children. Please, come leap into this ample bosom. What? What's this? Are you an enemy too?
Huh? What? What are you talking about? Please don't say things like that. I just want some advice.
Stop trying to be such a trendy girl. Oh, I get it. Well, you probably used the Izayoi a little too much, huh?
Izayoi? You mean this? Ha!
What? No transformation sequence?
Her hat looks so silly here.
Due to unforeseen circumstances, it had to be cut.
Ugh, I guess we're living in the wrong era. Whatever. Well, that's just the kind of weapon Izayoi is. It pretends to be innocent, but really it's stealing your light away, bit by bit.
I feel like I would get along really well with Kokonoe. I think she and I have the same type of humor. And also, I am a big science nerd as well. I do like Kokonoe a lot, although she's not my favorite character in BlazBlue, but I do like her a lot. And I didn't really think much of her in the first couple of games, but she really grew on me by Chrono Phantasma.
Well, the only advice I've got for you is pretty straightforward.
You're saying I shouldn't use the Izayoi so much then?
Well, it's not really a question of using the Izayoi or not. You just really need to stop using your flashy moves all the time. I'd bet money you just keep whipping out your astral heat and going, "In the name of justice!" or some shit like that. Am I right or am I right?
But it just feels so good. All right, I'll be more careful in the future. Is something wrong?
Oh, it's just... that went really smooth. All the other guys wasted so much of my time.
Oh, right, of course. They all had a hard time listening to someone else talk. I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, that does leave us with a problem. I mean, we've got to fill the rest of the time with something.
Well, what should we do?
I guess we could start by reading off bits of your profile. Let people meet the woman behind the mask.
But that's embarrassing.
Let's see here. Drive name is Install. I like it. Good choice.
Really? Thank you. Please, no Order Soul jokes, though.
Yeah, make a Guilty Gear reference.
Well, in BlazBlue, it'd be more like Code Order SOL, right? Anyway, your hobby is painting and you like...
Yes?
You like historical dramas?
Yes, very much.
Don't tell me that's the reason for all your justice bullshit. Oh man, do you call things out like, "In the name of the law," or "Your judgment has come," when you're fighting?
Ah!
Wait. Wings of Justice? Zero Squadron? Oh, this just gets better and better.
I can't hear you!
I love how her eyeball reflects her emotions in this chibi version.
Well, maybe that was a bit much.
Do you really think it's weird to like old stuff like that?
Well, no. I don't see a problem with liking it. I just think you might have taken it a little too far.
Oh, okay. I'll try and tone it down. All right then, how about we wrap things up? Thank you very much for your help.
Oh, hey. You want to close this out with a little old school style?
Huh?
All right. 3, 2, 1, go!
Let justice be served!
I guess you're just a weirdo after all.
How could you say that after you made me do it?
Okay, so that was Tsubaki's bad ending, or alternate ending. So all we have left now is her joke ending. So for her joke ending, we need to lose to Jin. That's why I didn't want to lose to Jin so badly when I was trying to get my distortion drive off on him. So I believe Jin was scene 4, so we're gonna lose to him on purpose. Also, I'll turn off stylish mode. That means we have to skip through this dialogue again.
The will fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action!
So I guess I'll just stand here and let him beat me up.
Confess your sins. Confess your sins. Confess your sins. Confess your sins.
Die! Dissipate!
My shield! Confess your sins. Confess your sins.
Come on.
Confess your sins.
Is that the only thing she says for her taunt?
Confess your sins. Confess
Well,
your
say something
sins.
different.
Confess your sins.
Or is she only saying that because it's Jin? Because I'm pretty sure she has more than one line for that.
I'm impressed. Confess your sins.
Die! Stand down!
I'm impressed. Over here. My shield.
What's the matter?
Finish!
So this is Orient Town. What a lively place.
Wait, it just cuts to this. No explanation.
How many times do I have to tell you, you only use vinegar for the dumplings, got it? And no, the sesame oil always goes in a separate dish.
Oh, I remember what this ending is. It's a continuation of one of the joke endings from Calamity Trigger. Hey Lork, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by.
A woman? She seems rather distraught.
Hold on a second! This vinegar, it smells horrible. What is this odor? Oh my goodness, this is spoiled, isn't it?
Oh no. Are you all right? What just happened? Oh! Ow! I slipped. Huh? Wait, did I step on something? Ah!
Startled by the shriek, Tsubaki looked up, straight into Lychee's face. In her hands was a sake glass, and on her face was an expression of disbelief and terrible sadness.
Huh? What is this?
Tears were welling up in Lychee's eyes as she pointed desperately to something beneath Tsubaki's foot. Confused, Tsubaki lifted up her foot and peeled off the object that she had stepped on. It was greasy, brown, and flat, almost as flat as a sheet of paper.
What is this thing?
It was my...
What? Why are you crying?
It was my very important...
This thing? How is this important?
It was my precious baking duck!
The pain and misery were finally too much for Lychee, and she collapsed to the ground, tears pouring from her eyes in great waves. Tsubaki simply looked at her, unsure of how to interpret the situation.
My baking duck! I was saving it for the very end! It was to be the culmination of today's wondrous meal!
I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was so important. I'm sorry I stepped on it.
Are you really sorry?
The tears seemed to have stopped, but Lychee was still pouting over her loss.
Of course I am.
Really?
Yes. Even if this Peking duck was being stored in the most unreasonable of places, namely the ground, and it was only a matter of time before someone accidentally stepped on it, I will take responsibility.
Then, will you make it up to me?
Of course. If there's anything I can do, then...
Okay, then let's go back to my place, shall we?
Huh?
In the blink of an eye, Lychee's tears disappeared, almost as though they had never been there to begin with. A huge smile appeared on her face as she placed both of her hands firmly on Tsubaki's shoulders and began leading her.
Ta-da!
You feel like this was planned? What makes you say that?
What are all those strange clothes?
So remember in Calamity Trigger, there was a joke ending where Lychee takes Noelle back to her clinic and then dresses her up in all these different clothes that reference other characters, whether from BlazBlue or Guilty Gear. That's... yeah. With great enthusiasm, Lychee presented Tsubaki with a set of clothing that matched her own.
It's an exact copy of the dress that I have on now. Do you think you could try it on?
Yeah, it was with Noelle in the last game.
Why do I have to wear something so scandalous?
But you said you'd make it up to me. Or were you just lying to me? You didn't seem to be the type to tell lies.
I would never lie.
Then, as an apology for stepping upon my Peking duck, I ask that you wear these clothes for me.
Does it have to be those?
Oh, whatever would make you ask a question like that?
Because you're wearing the same thing, right?
Oh, there's no need to be so embarrassed. And I'm not you. My name is Lychee Fei Ling. But please, please call me Lychee.
I'm Tsubaki.
Tsubaki? What a beautiful name.
Thank you very much.
So about these clothes, it seems that there's something about them that bothers you.
But it's so... I mean, you can see it all. You can see everything.
Huh?
Like around the butt.
Oh, here? Well, I guess you might say it's a little bit risque. I see. So you don't wish to wear it because... how very unfortunate for me.
The spring left Lychee's step as she hung her head, clearly disappointed.
If you have more, normal clothes...
Then maybe you try them on?
Yes.
Okay. If that's the case, I've got something that'd be perfect for you. Here, try this one on. Do it. Do it now!
This is, What are these? I think they might be a little, tight in the, chest.
Why do you have one of these, Lychee? Did you steal them from Noelle? You wonder how many times Lao Ju has seen this kind of thing happen? Look at the face on Lao Ju's face. It's like, bruh, Lychee, not again.
An acquaintance of mine left these behind a while ago, but... just as I thought! Tsubaki, you've got the most wonderful thighs!
What?
From the moment I laid eyes on you at the restaurant, I knew you had an unlimited amount of potential. It set off my radar, as it were.
Potential?
Why, your potential as a world-class cosplayer, of course! I mean, those clothes you had on, they covered every last inch of skin and, well, you know. Also, you seemed so reserved. For a young single woman such as yourself, being so chaste and demure can be both a blessing and a curse, you know. A girl such as yourself needs to show just enough to pique a man's interest, but mustn't show too much. It's a tightrope, dear. Freaking tightrope.
Yeah, how does she know the Tsubaki's single?
That isn't very convincing coming from you, Lychee.
She's got that radar, I guess. That Lychee radar.
However, it was specifically because of what you were wearing that I could almost hear the burning passion that you keep buried inside you. Your smooth, silky skin, so tragically hidden beneath all of those layers of clothing, was calling out to me. It's so uncomfortable in here. Please, I just want to be free. Especially the skin in this area.
You can imagine Lychee putting Kiro in a butler or a maid outfit. Maybe, but Lychee seems to like dressing up girls. With a giggle, Lychee poked the exposed part of Tsubaki's thigh.
Oh my, yes! Your thighs, they're so smooth, so firm, yet supple. Oh, it's nice to know that I still got it. Alrighty then, try this one on next. Oh, that so works for you! You almost look just like Tao!
I got a good figure, so maybe she's an equal opportunist. Fair, maybe. Look at all these pantsless outfits she got.
Tao? This Tao person, doesn't she wear pants?
Now that you mention it, I don't think she does.
What on earth is she thinking? Is she crazy?
Good question. Actually, I never really know what's going through Tao's head.
Do you want to see Kiro in Tao's outfit now?
Please, get me something else. I can't even move in this.
Oh, hold on a sec. Here they are! Found them! Tao's undies! Now, this should help with your ventilation prop.
No, they don't! That scrubber prop doesn't hide anything! You might as well be naked!
Thanks for the chaos, Kua.
Oh, no need to get your panties in a bunch.
How could I not be upset?
You know, I'm really craving some Peking duck right now. I can almost taste it. If only I had one now.
Oh, thanks for calling Kirby. Lychee's head drooped toward the ground in defeat. It was only then that Tsubaki noticed the panda in her hair.
What's the matter?
There's something on your head.
Something? Are you talking about Lao Chu?
That's a panda, right?
Yes, it is. Do you like pandas, Tsubaki? Remember that first set of clothes you tried on? The girl they belong to absolutely loves pandas and...
I hate them!
Huh?
I hate pandas!
What? Tsubaki? We can't be friends. Tsubaki stared at Lao Chu with the searing fire of 1,000 white-hot suns. The tiny panda cowered.
But why? They're so adorable.
Adorable? Oh, don't make me laugh. They're nothing but lies and deception.
Lies and deception?
They try to hide their murky yellow eyes in those big black circles. They try to look cute, but I know better. If you let your guard down for even a second, it's all over.
Did something happen between you and a panda? Would you like to talk about it, Tsubaki?
Yeah, did you like get into a fight with Panda from Tekken or something?
That's... I can't speak of it. I mustn't.
Also, can you change out of Tao's clothes? Tsubaki cried out, clasped her hands to her head, and fell to the floor.
It sounds like you've been through something very terrible.
Lychee sat down on the floor next to Tsubaki. Gently, she began to comb Tsubaki's hair with her fingers.
But you know, Tsubaki, you can't run from the past forever.
Lychee?
You must turn and face that which you most fear. You must fight.
Fight?
Yes, fight and be victorious. Do this, and you'll be able to kiss the weak you goodbye.
But how?
First, you must put on this!
As she spoke, Lychee pulled out a maid costume. She held the outfit up next to Tsubaki and seemed to make some quick mental calculations.
You must wear this.
What exactly is this?
Tsubaki, do not let the appearance deceive you. This is most definitely not mere clothing. It is a battle suit. In order to counteract the evil black and white colors of the panda, you need this. The holy raiment of domestic mastery! Now, don this blessed armor and fight, for only through the battle against your demons shall you be reborn!
Yes!
Tsubaki began to change into the battle suit she'd been given by Lychee. The stomach section squeezed her like a corset, and the neckline was much lower than it had any right to be. All along the hem was intricately knitted lace, and underneath the frilly black skirt was a pure white petticoat.
So this zipper goes up my back, and this ribbon needs to cross behind my back, right? Is this really how this goes on?
Yes, Good. That's perfect. That look of determination and resolve as she willingly tries to fit into that maid costume. I can't get enough of it.
Huh? Did you say something, Lychee?
No, nothing. More importantly... Ah!
Suddenly, Lychee reached up and grabbed a hold of the panda on her head.
No, you mustn't, Lao Chu, don't!
What's wrong, Lychee? Is the panda up to no good again?
Don't worry about me, but hurry! Tsubaki, you must put on that maid... battle suit!
Yes, I'm done.
Lychee.
Lychee?
No, my succulent little bird. I am Lao Chu the panda, and I have taken possession of this lovely lady's wondrously endowed body.
No!
If you don't want anything unfortunate to happen to her, then I strongly advise that you pay heed to everything that I, the great panda Lao Chu, says! Or do you wish me to entertain this woman's wonderful body?
Lao Chu.
Very well. What do you want me to do?
Yes, let's see. First, please put your formidable skills to cleaning this room.
Clean?
Should you choose not to comply with my simple request, I'm afraid I can't guarantee the safety or chastity of this deliciously voluptuous woman.
I'll do it, but first, this battle suit you gave me, I'm grateful for it, but the skirt is so, short. I'm afraid people are going to see my panties, and I'm sorry. Please let me fight in my own clothes.
Damn. Well, at least I got a good glimpse of them.
Huh?
I said nothing! Nothing! Now, if you please, commence with the cleaning.
With no choice, Tsubaki began to clean, under the watchful eye of Lao Chu. Meanwhile, Lao Chu continued to pour sake into Lychee's body.
Finally, I'm finished. Now release Lychee.
Hey, you got out of the maid outfit.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Tsubaki. Next, I think I'll have you do laundry.
Laundry?
Oh, so do you refuse to do as I wish? I can feel myself taking control of her hands, her fingers. Who knows what evil I could do?
I'll do it! Just please, don't do anything terrible to her.
No choice, Tsubaki began to do the laundry, under the watchful eye of Lao Chu. Meanwhile, Lao Chu continued to pour sake into Lychee's body.
Oh my goodness. How much laundry can one woman have? Never mind. I've finally finished. Now, Panda, let her go!
I just love it if you'd make dinner.
What happened to the panda?
Panther? No, the term is cougar.
Oh my gosh, Lychee.
Huh? Lychee? I thought the panda was controlling you.
Huh? Panda? Whatever are you talking about?
Could it be that Lychee doesn't remember being taken over by the panda?
Tsubaki, what's come over you? The expression on your face. It's quite distressing.
Panda, how could you be so cruel, so evil?
Wow. My body, it feels very warm. I also seem to have developed a headache.
Lychee, are you all right?
Oh no, I don't think I can drink anymore.
Lychee, you poor thing. The panda's control over her must have exhausted her body.
Yes, that's clearly what happened here.
Lychee, is there anything I can do for you?
Some Peking duck would be nice.
Huh? Peking duck again? Oh no, Lychee. Were you being controlled by the panda ever since I saw you in the restaurant?
I see. Yes. Yes, it all makes sense now. There's no way any person could get so much pleasure from forcing someone else to dress up for them. Yes, it makes perfect sense. How could I have missed that? I'm such a fool. I'm so sorry, Lychee. If only I'd been paying closer attention, I could have saved you.
Tsubaki, what's wrong?
Yes, of course. I understand. Peking duck, right? I'll bring you one right away.
Like, she is a doctor after all. If she says panda possession is a real thing, it has to be real.
Yay! Then Lychee will just take a nap until you return.
Of course. Please, rest as much as you like. I promise I'll find you a fresh Peking duck.
I kind of want a Peking duck now, too.
I wonder what happened. The last thing I remember was somehow conning Tsubaki into putting on that wonderfully revealing maid costume. Whatever the case, I really like Tsubaki. She's so serious and straightforward. She's just so adorable.
Allowed you.
Now, what do you say we have a few more drinks while we wait for her to return?
Excuse me! Does anyone have a fresh Peking duck? Excuse me!
Oh, that was interesting. Probably not one of the better joke endings, but it does continue the joke from Calamity Trigger, which I think is what they were going for. But we got a lot of story from Tsubaki's story, though. A lot of background information on her and Jin. And what becomes of her after her canon ending, I guess, is yet remains to be seen. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys are watching on YouTube, we're going to cut the video here. But if you guys are watching on Twitch, we're going to continue and do Hakumen's story, which unlocks right after you do Tsubaki's story. Now you might be wondering, why does Hakumen's story have anything to do with Tsubaki's story when he didn't even appear in it? Well, I guess we're going to have to find out. So stay tuned.